Welcome everyone on a Saturday busy afternoon. Thanks for joining in. Some of you have registered for the cohort. Some of you are still awaiting, decision. But this session is mainly about what it is going to be in the cohort, right? The next 14 days or so, how the journey is going to look like, how the experiences are designed, and more importantly, why we are doing it, right? So before we start with those introduction, let me introduce myself first. So I am a product manager by profession. I have graduated from ITBHU in 22, and then I have joined PhonePe as APM. 2 years I have spent there, and then I have started my own product agency, in which I have worked with various startups, mainly being Brick and Bolt, NextJob.ai, Project Dark Horse, and a bunch of ideation phase, not startups as such, but founders to bring their ideas to reality and validate their hypothesis. Apart from that, I'm also a no-code and AI builder. And what does this term actually mean? We will explore more in this session. I love to tinker, deconstruct, and construct things. I enjoy spending time in kitchen, explore myself and the world, and I'm hoping to create a meaningful impact. You can connect with me over LinkedIn, and I'm open to chat over WhatsApp as well. Most of you must have been in the Wishcrafty community WhatsApp group, and from there you can find me and have a chat. Say hello. All right. The agenda of this meeting is to understand why we are doing Wishcrafty Academy, right? And then if when we are resonating with the why of things, we will see what is actually planned and how it is going to be. Starting with the why, the reason for Wishcrafty Academy's existence, right? We are entering what I call it AI native world, in which most of the specialist job will be governed by AI agents and related constructs, right? People will not have resumes, they will have portfolios of their projects. They will not do case studies, but they will actually build product, and there will be less of startups culture, but more of a solopreneurs culture. These are the predictions that we are having for individuals operating in AI native world. And what will the work look like in an AI native world? Work will be quicker, it will be iterative in nature, and more pivoty in a sense that people will pivot from one place to another, one job to another, one project to another project. And there will be more of a generalist trend than a specialist trend. And this does not mean that the role of specialist will be less in the AI native world. It is just that you have to become much more generalist in your nature, and by unlocking your generalist capabilities, you will not be blocked by trying to achieve your dream. For example, let's say you are a marketer, but you don't know how to build stuff. Now, this will be a problem in the AI native land because there will be tons of generalist marketers and generalist builders, right? So, to stand out, you need to upskill yourself in the building game. This also holds true when you are a generalist, let's say, generalist backend developer, but you are less aware about front end stuff or less aware of marketing stuff. You need to upskill yourself in the marketing game in the general level so that if you have any idea, you can apply your generalist knowledge while being a specialist in your particular domain. So when now that we are moving in the AI native world, it becomes very necessary to upskill yourself in the generalist trend, both in the builder's side of the world and in the seller side of the world or manager side of the world, right? And therein Wishcrafty Academy comes into play, wherein we are trying to build a cohort in which people learn, and not only learn in a theory perspective, but also in a practical perspective on how to build great products, or at least start building products, and how to manage those products, right? And that is the reason why Wishcrafty Academy exists today. What is it going to look like? The cohort experience of the next 14 days. So the cohort is divided into two parallel tracks, and both tracks are synergistic to each other. The first track is about building product correctly, which is product building or engineering perspective to it. And when I say engineering, it is not coding as such, but having the engineer's mindset to build something. We will start with UX, user experience. And once the user experience part is done, we will jump into front end experience, front end building, data understanding and data building, workflows automation. And then we will explore some existing open source and available tools which we can integrate in our ecosystem of things we are building, right? Parallelly, this is week one, UX, front end, data, workflows, and tools. The next week, once we are done with it, the next week will be more towards AI assisted way of building, in which we will explore some open source repositories and stuff, wherein the thing which we were building might have some components which have already been built by others. So we will unlock our capacity to search about those open source projects and integrate that to our existing system, set up our code base, and these all things will be without touching the code base. It will be all prompt generated and prompted kind of experience, right? And hence we have to learn how to prompt correctly. So one complete day will be dedicated to prompting correctly, prompt engineering. Once we are done prompting, right, and the AI has generated code for us, the next major steps and the most critical steps happens is about debugging, because AI might have generated some mistakes or some features which might not need, some features which might be limiting in nature. So we will learn how to debug and be very specific about our prompts. We will be very specific about debugging stuff. So that will be another topic which we will explore. Apart from that, we will also at the end learn about deploying the project which we have built so far. So if you see it, it is a very iterative journey from understanding the user research part of user experience point of view, then building the front end, back end workflows, tools, etc., and then understanding the open source, existing marketplace, etc., on what have been already done, and integrating that in our code base, prompting it to perfection and deploying it to the world. So this channel, this thread is about product building. That is one track in our learning experience. The second track, which is equally, if not more important, is product management, wherein we will try to understand that will also be divided into two parts of week one and week two. Week one will be more focused towards problem understanding. We will be understanding the problem of the market, understanding user actual problem, what value we can give to the user, doing some competition benchmark there, and defining some metrics of success, right? That will be for week one. In week two, it will be more about applying those understanding the problem statement that we have finalized, to actually testing the hypothesis of that problem statement, iteratively in an agile method, building those solutions, going to market, testing the quality of it, and finally monetizing it. So again, like it is a complete iterative Lego box experience for product management as well. And so to be very clear, like a lot of things are being packed in 2 weeks, and I truly believe that this is not something we are overdoing. What I think is that product management is a very generalist and a very experiential kind of a role, in which there are very less theory and more practical kind of side of the world, right? So, topics like user research, value proposition, market analysis, and all those stuff, the theory of it can be covered in half an hour, 2 hours or so. And rather, it does not need any instructor. You just need the right materials for your use case, and you can, if you go through the materials, you will getting hang of the theory. And these 2 weeks, if you are dedicating 2 to 3 hours per day, at the end of the 2 weeks you will be able to have one ready to deploy product in the market, which you have built solo, end to end, right? So this is what the cohort experience is going to look like. And next we should see how we are trying to achieve it. We will be following something called as reverse learning paradigm of pedagogy, in which materials will be shared to you upfront, mainly towards the morning, 8 a.m. You will go through the materials, and there will be some assignments tuned in it, right? Which you will practice it yourself. And then end of the day, around 8 to 9 p.m. every day, we will be reflecting about on those materials, sharing our assignments, and getting feedbacks. And if we are stuck somewhere, we'll be unblocking ourselves, right? So it will be a very reverse kind of methodology, where an instructor comes at the very end, not at the very first. At the very first, you will only get the materials and the assignment, right? You have to go and do the grunt work yourself. At the end of the day, you will be able to share what you have learned so far, and get unblocked if you're blocked, right? Uh, Now, the two tracks of theory and practical, product management and product building, will be tied with assignments. Like daily, there will be one assignment which will help you navigate the complete journey and build product from in very iterative way. The first assignment will be around user research, and the last assignment will be around deploying your project. And in between, there will be everything from front end, back end design, etc. The other aspect of how we are trying to build this cohort is tying it very deeply with the community that we have. So I'm not very focused towards having 50, 60 folks, but what I'm trying to achieve is a high number of active participants in the community, right? Cohort 1 is around 10 members strong, right? And that is okay. And we are trying to co-create this cohort together. So at any point of time, if you feel that there are some corrections needed in the learning materials, or some more time needed, more materials needed of some particular topic, some topics needs to be deleted, some topics might need to be added, some needs to be modified, we can co-create it ourselves. In my personal time, I'm trying to build a very simplified open source kind of experience, wherein people can themselves add modules to this learning experience, but that is underway for maybe next cohort or so. But this is how the expectation is, right? reality is that you will be, doing all the grunt work yourself. This is not a spoon feeding kind of design for you. Okay. Now, the last part which I wanted to share with you guys is we will be launching after this session. We will be launching a referral program. I got some feedback around the prices being a bit high especially for the students. So you can get up to 800 rupees discount by referring to your friends, and the details will be up in the website. And yeah, so invite your friends to join this community, join this cohort, and in 2 weeks, try to build some products which is useful, at least to you, right? Okay. Had it been there for you, would it be helpful? And some comments over it, right? Over to you, Swapnil. Wishcrafty Academy is starting from tomorrow, the cohort 1, in which we will be learning about no code and AI assisted way of building products. We will be building products and learning the theory of product management both parallelly, and that will be stitched by the assignment modules that we have. It is mostly a reverse learning paradigm that we are following, wherein the materials will be given out, the students will be working on the assignments, and at the end of the day, we will be discussing and reflecting on what we have learned so far and clarifying our doubts and getting unblocked if we are blocked, right? This cohort will be co-created by the community. So please join the community and help us build this cohort together. That is all. And we have a referral program running for today, and the registration will stop sharply at midnight today. Thank you all for those who have joined. Share this with your friends. The meeting recordings will be shared with you shortly in about an hour or so. That is all. For any other doubts, we have the WhatsApp community open. You can post your doubts there, and we can, clarify your doubts there. That is all for now. Thank you for all those who have joined. Have a nice weekend. Thank you.
Thank you, Priya. Thank you, Swapnil, Priya.
Thank you.